Welcome to Management Information System, CIS Tech 3304 Charlie for Professor Scott Agins. My name is Brandon Hunter, and this is my program portfolio project. So today we are going to be discussing the information system and essentially how an information system influences a business and possibly your everyday life. So first we have to define an information system. The textbook defines an information system as a collection of various technological components such as hardware, software, and a group of networks that are used to collect, create, and distribute useful data, right? Essentially what that's saying is that an information system is a group of components that work together to collect and organize data and manipulate it in a useful way, essentially. So that's kind of what we're working with, and we're going to be talking about how that influences businesses. All right, so the business that I want to talk about is Origin Investment Group LLC, and this is a future company that I hope to establish, and it's a real estate investment company partnership. So it's me and another partner. It's a limited liability partnership in which we purchase real estate, rent it out, and hold it long term for positive cash flow and passive income, in which we can use to buy more properties and kind of establish kind of a network of real estate investments. Information systems are very broad, but we're going to break down how they influence business and how they, more importantly, influence my future business plan, right? So I kind of broke this into categories, and the first category that we have here is LLC formation and management. It's one of the backbones of the entire company, obviously, because it is an LLC, right? So in order to kind of focus on my expertise, right, I'm going to be focusing on the real estate side of it. I don't really have an expertise in LLC management, right? So we're going to use a registered agent service in which they provide all the services for filing, maintaining your LLC, making sure that you're not delinquent. Also, very importantly, they provide a physical address for the business, so any mail or anything like that can go to it, and anytime someone looks up the name of your company and stuff, it's not my home address, right? Because I will be operating from home at first. It's a really small business, so it's kind of important to have that physical address that isn't your home address. And also it stores all your important data, your state filing, federal filing, all the paperwork that actually binds your company as a LLC, and your partnership paperwork and everything. So it's kind of really nice to have that all in one place, and it's really an essential service you need for your company. Moving on to the next category, and I think the most important category here we have is communication, right? Staying in communication with your partner and clients and everything is huge. So there are a lot of options here. Obviously, everyone has a smartphone nowadays, so having a reliable cell service is awesome, and the amount of apps and things that are on them for communication are crazy. We have, there's Google Duo, there's Zoom, there's Skype, there's FaceTime if you have iPhone. So it's just like there's a lot of ways to communicate. I would calling and texting, stuff like that. But if you need to have like a formal conference call or something like that, there's programs like Zoom, which is very professional and very easy to use. There's Google Hangouts, Google Duo, and Microsoft Teams. I know a lot of people use that. So those software really help us communicate with each other, so that if we want to be remote, we can be remote. If not, we're based in Orlando, so it's kind of nice that we can work without having to deal with that distance. The next category we're going to be discussing is storage, also a very important solution for any business, right? And we live in a day and age now that we have so many options. So I did a little research here as to what cloud computing kind of storage solutions there are out there. And Google Drive offers a 2 terabyte cap with unlimited devices. Microsoft OneDrive is 6 terabytes with 30 devices, and NordLocker only is 500 gigabytes and has unlimited devices. I'm assuming that you can purchase more data if you need to. That might have been the free or the lowest, you know, account that they have or whatever. So those are very good for storing any kind of data that we have, all the paperwork, and if we have pictures or anything that we want to make sure is secure and it doesn't have to clutter our laptop hardware storage, we can kind of do that. And then also for all of our, you know, all of our books and stuff like that, we'll be using QuickBooks to manage our accounts and to kind of keep all of that organized for taxes and all of that fun stuff. So storage solutions are huge, and I think that cloud computing is probably the best option. All right, all right. The final category that we will be discussing is security. Also, probably one of the most important things within your company and within information systems, right? So it all starts really on what devices you're using, right? We use laptops and mobile devices and stuff. So it all starts, I think, with the antivirus software they use. So using big names like Norton or McAfee would suffice on all your work laptops, and make sure that you're using a secure network, your home network or something like that, or use a VPN service. I've not used the VPN services before, but I've heard good things about them. They have NordVPN and ExpressVPN out there, so those are good options. And then, with all your accounts and everything that you use, online banking, mortgage accounts, you want to make sure that you're using multi-factor authentication. Having those two-step verifications where they send you a link on either email or a text message where you have to retrieve the code within a certain amount of time and do it that way. I know for my Navy Federal Credit Union app, I have my fingerprint that I use, and then also it sends a text message to my phone, so then I always know that my account's secure. And then just passwords, using strong passwords, I think is huge. You want to make sure that you're changing them often and that they're strong passwords, not using the same one from 6 years ago or whatever for your business. And then you're just dealing with people's personal information. So, their social security numbers, home addresses, bank account numbers, driver's license, stuff like that. If you're, in possession of it or sharing it via email or whatever, you just want to make sure that you're using a secure network and that you're, not disclosing any of that information or sending it to the wrong source. It is time to wrap this thing up here. I think we hit some very good topics on information systems and how they would aid my real estate business. We touched on LLC formation, management, communication, storage solutions, security, online banking. So we've touched on a lot of the big things. Some things that I didn't get to fit in here, but I think are important to mention are property acquisition tools like the MLS services that they offer, the multiple listing service for realtors. That is such a huge database of listings and properties that come on the market, and an easy way to acquire those properties quickly before anyone else sees them on some bigger sites like Zillow and Realtor.com and other things like that. So I think those databases are a key to what we're going to be doing. So having access to that might be something that I look into and becoming a realtor or something like that. But yeah, so I think that we hit information systems very well. I think that there's a lot of things that I need to incorporate into Origin Investment Group in order to make it the best company and most secure.